Hey guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor.
And a big thanks to Chris and the rest of the management and staff here at AutoNation Ford in Brooksville, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Brooksville, Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Chris.
And for those of you guys who don't know, Ford updated their 14th generation F-150 this year for 2024. Same going for their high-performance Raptor models, featuring new lights and front bumpers, available with Fox dual-valve shocks, wider tow hooks, and an available LED light bar for the front bumper. The Raptor R, which starts $31,000 above the regular Raptor that we have here, now makes 20 more horsepower, now cranking out 720 horsepower, 640 pound-feet of torque. The regular Raptor that we have here starts around 80,000 bucks. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So as we mentioned, the lights are a little bit different for 2024. Same with the front bumper. We still get a very bold front grille design with the 3 lights, which light up orange. We'll check that out once we start this vehicle up. Forward-facing camera with the washer helping us out with the 360, full front parking sensing, and skid plates down below. Hopefully pick him up on camera. Ton of airflow. We also get active shutters for the radiator and intercooler down below. Really aggressive hood specific to the Raptor models with heat extractors and Raptor lettering. Anyway, taking a step back, we have an additional side marker for the extra width we get here for the F-150 Raptor, LED rigid fog lights beneath it, and wider front tow hooks, as you mentioned. The all-terrain tires that we have here for the F-150 Raptor are still BF Goodrich all-terrains, but these are KO2s versus the Ranger Raptor's KO3s we just reviewed in this channel. The Ranger Raptor also had 33-inch tires. These are 35-inch tires. The actual dimensions being 315/70 R17, 6-lug pattern, and a pretty beefed up dual piston front brake caliper. Pretty solid amount of ground clearance. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much there is. Raptor running boards, they have like a bed liner sprayed powder coated material on it, and it says Raptor in the right corner. We get smart access for the driver and a front passenger, additional camera on the mirror to help us out with 360, LED turn signal on the mirror, blind spot monitoring on the glass. We also get the Ford keypad, so you don't have to take the key out of the vehicle. Say you're going to the beach, you don't want to leave the keys in the sand. You can leave the keys in the vehicle and lock it up with the keypad. Out rear, the gas cap, it's not pushed to open, but there's no latches that you need to pull. This 3.5 liter high output twin turbo V6, I would recommend going with premium fuel. The rear wheel and tire setup, same thing as up front. The only difference is a slightly smaller brake caliper. As you see, your dual valve Fox shocks that say Raptor on them. Hopefully you can pick up the rear suspension setup. You got your axle, spare tire, which is a full-size spare with an additional KO2 BF Goodrich tire. No leaf springs. Hopefully you pick up the rest of the frame, suspension setup, and all of the potential skid plates down below. Nice. Out rear, we get full LED taillights. They say Ford on the outside of them. The turn signals and reverse lights also LED. Shout out AutoNation Ford in Brooksville, Florida for helping make this review possible. Full rear parking sensing, wider tow hooks, trailer hitch. The regular Raptor can tow up to, I believe, 8,200 pounds. The Raptor R gets bumped up to about 8,700 pounds, both with about a 1,400 pound payload. We get an updated rear tailgate area too, still etched Ford Raptor underneath, F-150 in the lower right corner or lower left corner with a nice gunmetal gray theme all throughout. Zone light, backup camera too. We drop this latch. We get the power deploying tailgate. It also lifts back up electrically too. We get 2 tow straps and one of the coolest steps in the business until GM released their multi-pro tailgate. This was without question the king of the steps for the pickup truck segment, making it very easy to get in and out. We get the 2-step grab handle, spray and bed liner. We'll check this out in more detail after we take a quick look at the window sticker. We'll take a step over here to the side and see what we get on this 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor. There you guys go. Hopefully you can pick up at least something here on the window sticker for the 2024 Raptor. 4x4 Super Crew with the high output 3.5 EcoBoost, 10-speed auto transmission, agate black metallic, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that, with the black leather bucket seats, options, $1,500 for the moonroof, $595 for the bed liner, about $2,000 for the destination charge, totaling us out at $82,000. 16 combined MPGs, 14 in the city, 18 in the highway. Not the best on gas, but that's not why you're going with an off-road capable pickup truck with 35-inch massive all-terrain tires. But taking a step back, out rear. The step makes it really easy getting in and out of this bed area, especially since we get these massive 35s and a raised ride height. Here we get our onboard generator with a power button, 120 volt, 20 amp, 2 kilowatt hour max for the gas versions of the F-150, and we get 2 power outlets back here too. The spray-in bed liner feels very premium. Ford etched into the bed liner. We get tie downs in each corner of this bed and LED box lighting. Awesome. On the opposite corner, we get some storage. Hopefully you can pick it up pretty deep. So you can throw some bungees, car accessories in there. And thanks to this really useful F-150 step, it makes the process of getting in and out extremely easy. It's a two-step process to drop this grab handle, but even with one hand, Ford makes it very, very easy. You also get tie downs in each corner of the tailgate area, which also functions kind of as a bottle opener. We get a ruler part of the tailgate too, right in front of the step, and it's an electrically opening and closing tailgate. Check this out. You press this bottom button and the tailgate closes right up. That's a premium touch. You don't see that really on any non-limited trim levels throughout the pickup truck segment. But anyway, that's about it for the outside so far of this 2024 F-150 Raptor. Hopefully you get another good look at the rear differential, suspension setup, and spare tire with the dual exhaust tips. And speaking of the dual exhaust tips, let's fire up this high output 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the high output 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 sold by Ford for the 2024 F-150 Raptor. You can see it says Ford Performance on the engine cover, cranking out a ton of power at 450 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque. Made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. You can expect this full-size off-road pickup to get to 60 in around 5 seconds, making it a no-joke performer. If that's not quick enough, you can upgrade to the Raptor R, which now cranks out 720 horsepower, 640 pound-feet of torque, enough to get that mid-6,000 pound full-size pickup to 60 in the high 3-second range. But still, 5 seconds 0 to 60 is more than quick enough for 99% of pickup truck buyers. We can shut this hood right down. The hydraulic struts are appreciated, and as you guys saw, the hood has functional ventilation, and these heat extractors in the corner also have functional ventilation. As far as the interior, we'll take a step back, check out the side profile of this Raptor before we do exactly that, and see what we get with just about a top-of-the-line 2024 Ford F-150. Again, smart access for the driver and a front passenger. We get leather stitching up top, gushy soft leather armrests, auto one-touch windows up front, some faux carbon fiber, 3-person memory seats, lock and unlock, Bang & Olufsen sound system, solid storage. You'll stack 2 16-inch subs on top of each other. You'll stack 2 6-inch subs here with 2 24 to 32-ounce water bottles. Raptor running board, as we mentioned, Ford Performance nameplate. The seats are Raptor specific. We get this really comfortable leather trim with some microfiber Alcantara for the bolstering inserts to help you be a little bit more in place. Solid bolstering too, but they're soft bolsters, so they still feel very couch-like. Raptor stitched in the center with orange contrast stitching for the headrest. The pedals don't get aluminum outlines on them, but really not a big deal. The steering wheel is aggressive, but speaking of the steering wheel, let's take a step inside, foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. But as far as the interior, not a whole lot has changed compared to the pre-facelift. The steering wheel is still excellent. Thick, red contrast stitching, 10-2 bolstering notches fat, 9-3 fits perfect in your hands. Horn area is hard plastic with good graining material to it. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. We do get dual panes, should keep the interior really quiet here on the Raptor. On the left side, we have our R mode. That's like our My mode. You can adjust between comfort, sport, or off-road suspension, exhaust, and steering feel with the overall drive mode selector over here in the corner. Anyway, we also have our volume and voice commands, lane keep assist with radar cruise control. On the right side, we have our active exhaust, adjustable suspension, adjustable steering, and adjustments for the infotainment system, which is a 12.3-inch unit with our skip controls right underneath. We get the magnesium premium feeling paddle shifters as well. The adjustments for this infotainment, as you mentioned, we can adjust between my view, trip and fuel, heads up display, which is large. Hopefully you guys can pick up the heads up display on camera. Definitely a very solid resolution. You can also do Raptor information, towing, nav, phone, audio, vehicle maintenance, and overall settings. My personal favorite would just be the My View, which is where we were with driver assistance, performance view, Raptor status, trip 1, tire pressure, my gauges, configure my view, and driver assistance. My personal favorite would be to look at my gauges, so we'll leave it there. The tach goes to about 6,200 RPM, 140 mile-an-hour speedometer. Up top we have our coolant temperature, oil pressure, oil temperature, and our fuel level all up top. The paddle shifters, as you mentioned, have a really satisfying click. So do the stocks with auto headlamps, auto high beams, and auto rain sensing wipers. We also have a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, power trunk release or tailgate release, our in-bed charger, which is a 2 kilowatt system, side marker lights, fog lights, and we have those 3 orange lights for the front bumper area because of the extra width with the additional side markers. Fog lights, auto headlamps, and high beams, interior brightness with box lighting, electronic parking brake, adjustable foot pedals, which hopefully you can pick up on camera. We have some more Raptor specific trim all throughout this dashboard with nice contrast stitching and leather trim. Additional massive Bang & Olufsen speaker. Not a frameless auto dimming rear view mirror, but it is an auto dimming rear view mirror. Beneath that, we can turn off our auto engine start stop, access our forward facing camera at all times with a 360. That's pretty cool. You press it one more time, you return right back where we were. Parking mode, you can do parallel and perpendicular park, hazards, traction control you can disable with our off-road modes you can check out as well. That's our trail control. It's like an off-road cruise control. You got to be in 4 high or 4 low to use that. Anyway, beneath that we have our 12-inch horizontal display. The reason I prefer horizontal displays over the vertical displays is, check this out. So we can open up this gear selector, and throwing it into reverse, you can access the entire screen for the backup camera or have a split screen between a 360 and the backup screen. Either way, you can't do either of those things with a vertical display, especially with this view. Check this out. You can see the entire 12 inches of the screen with a camera. Same thing here. Check out the box light view, trailer hitch view, and a specific trailer only view. You got to have the actual camera on the trailer for that, with a side marker view as well. Throwing it back into park, we return right back to the previous screen. Touchscreen, excellent response and resolution. Ford has knocked it out of the park with this new sync system. You can alternate between fuel economy. You can also check out trip 1, phone, AM, FM, or Sirius. You can also see the off-road mode. Beneath that, Pro Power on board, zone lighting, and our bed camera at all times. That would probably be my personal favorite screen to leave it at. For some reason, yep, there we go. This is probably my personal favorite screen to leave it at all times. Down below we have our audio, phone, navigation, favorites, overall apps, settings, and features. Apps, let's see what we get. We still have the tape on this touchscreen, so it's not going to be super responsive. We get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Settings, you guys can see everything we have potentially available. And features, you guys can also see everything we have potentially available. My favorite being the nav. We get volume and tune dials beneath it, pause and skip as well, trailer brake controller, reverse trailer steering controller, locking rear diff, 2 high, 4 auto, and 4 low. The drive modes in this truck include normal, sport, tow haul, slippery, off-road, Baja, and rock crawl mode. We'll start the review off in normal. Try out sport and just see what the differences are. We get our temperature adjustments with hard buttons. That's a thumbs up from Ford. We even have hard buttons for the heated steering wheel and heated and ventilated seats. Our storage area over here has some carbon fiber for the lid, USB-A and C port with a wireless phone charging pad. The gear selector, as we saw earlier, hides away. It controls our 10-speed automatic transmission, nice little phone or wallet slot, 2 cup holders, you'll fit 24-ounce bottles. The armrest is gushy soft, and since that gear selector hides away, it allows us to access our table here. So you can throw a laptop, you can eat food, eat lunch in this F-150 and not worry about making a huge mess or getting a whole bunch of crap all over your console, because this is much easier when it comes to cleaning it off. You get 2 cup holders behind it, nice like little cigarette pack slot, the center console space. We get 2 tiers. You can throw some coins, business cards, and some car accessories in that first tier, and you'll fit probably 2 or 3 bowling balls in this actual console. Absolutely massive here from the F-150 with dual glove boxes. The top tier, you'll fit easily a shoe, even if you're up to like a size 13, 14. If you're under a size 10, you may be able to fit a pair of shoes in that top tier. The bottom tier, As you guys see, it's very well damped. You'll probably also fit another pair of shoes in here, but I don't think it's deep enough to fit a license plate, but really not a big deal. 3 garage home link settings up top, 6 auxiliary switches, sunglass holder. The interior lights are LED. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. 5th window opens up with a click of a button, and it does so pretty quickly. With this latch or button right up top, you can open up the shade too. Opens up pretty quickly for this twin panel moonroof. Open it up all the way. So for the glass to open up, you press this vent button and press it back. The first panel glass goes underneath the second panel, so it doesn't just stick out like a sore thumb. We'll see if it goes out any further. It does. So well out into the second row of space. It's a massive opening. Poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Brooksville, Florida. Sunny, 108 degrees according to this 2024 F-150 Raptor. I don't know if it's that hot, but it's definitely pushing like 90, 95 degrees today, so the thermostat here might just be a little bit off. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat of this 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor. You see some more F-150 updated specific trim all throughout this interior, but that's about it for the front seat of this 2024 Raptor. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So up top, we still get the leather stitching carried over from up front with a gushy soft armrest, F-150 grab handle, not an Auto One touch window, but it's still a power window, 24-ounce cup will fit in that cup holder, full carbon trim, solid storage. You'll fit a foot long in there. You'll stack 2 on top of each other behind it, 6-inch sub with a 32-ounce water bottle, Bang & Olufsen speaker. The Raptor running board continues. The rear seats say Raptor on them. You can lift the seats up, and on the opposite side you can drop that seat down, but on this side, for the driver's side, I don't believe this seat unlatches to fall, just the passenger side, because that's where they keep your fix-a-flat, jack, and funnels or any type of additional roadside assistance kit. The legroom here, this is a reason why you go for the F-150 over the Ford Ranger. It's the backseat space and overall capability. You get an additional 2,000 pounds of towing and an additional about 500-600 pounds of overall comfortable payload capacity. But if you're not somebody who tows or puts heavy stuff in the cargo area, you're just looking for an off-road capable pickup truck, this is one of the biggest differences between the F-150 and the Ranger Raptor. It's this back seat space. At a little bit over 6 feet tall, I still have about a foot of knee room. Headroom, I still have about an inch, inch and a half, even with this moonroof. Without the moonroof, I would have about an additional inch of headroom. So if you're under 6'8", 6'9", you'll sit in the back of your seat settings in the F-150 with no problem. That's definitely not something you can say about a Ranger. I mentioned the 2 cup holders, heated rear seats, additional 12 volt, additional 120 volt, 20 amp AC outlet, and we can check out our 2 USB-C ports. Mac pockets behind both of the front seats, the center cubby. It's not quite as cool as what you get from the Ram trucks, but it's still a nice gushy soft leather armrest with 2 cup holders, allowing you to fit up to 24 to 32 ounce bottles. The interior lights back here are LED. Cool. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of this 2024 all-new Ford F-150 Raptor. It's not super different compared to the pre-facelift, but it does have its tweaks and changes here and there. As far as performance, it's basically carried over, but it's still probably the most capable F-150 outside, of course, of the more expensive and more powerful Raptor R. But here, for the entry-level Ford Raptor, cranking out 450 horsepower, 510 pound-feet of torque with these massive 35-inch BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrains. Let's take this 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we've seen just about everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, though, the ride quality is fantastic in this thing. It is just as good of a ride quality as like a Ram pickup with an air suspension, and I guess you can definitely credit these beefy 35-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain tires. They soak up a lot of the bumps. The steering feels good. It doesn't feel nearly as heavy as the Ranger Raptor we just reviewed in this channel, but it still feels good. Taking a step out here, about half throttle. Woo! Good power. Switching to about, shifting it around 3,500 to 4,000 RPM, and you get a pretty good snarl with this twin turbo EcoBoost V6. We try out some of these paddles, snappy downshifts, not bad. Try out a real world turning radius, full size pickup with a very sharp radius. On the gas. Woo! Yeah, guys, this thing can rip. We could try everything out in its aggressive sport mode. That was all in normal mode. This thing has got a lot of capability to it. Suspension in sport, exhaust in Baja, and drive modes. Let's throw our drive modes also in sport immediately. The steering gets a little bit heavier, but even in sport mode, the steering here on the F-150 Raptor is lighter than the comfort mode steering on the Ranger Raptor. If you prefer a light steering rack, this F-150 Raptor will definitely be more of a calm driving experience compared to that Ranger. But if you're looking to save some money and you're just looking for the most off-road capable beast of a pickup, and you don't need it to be massive, you don't need to tow over 6,000 pounds, carry over 1,000, that Ranger is quite literally all you could possibly want or need. In the most aggressive modes, let's take a step out here on the gas. Woo! Wow. This feels noticeably quicker than the Ranger Raptor. It may or may not be actually the case, because at the end of the day, both trucks do 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds. But the way this power is delivered, it just feels a little more instant. And the build, woo! It's a really, really powerful power plant. And at speed, let's throw it into its overdrive gear. Even in the loud exhaust mode, even in the sport suspension, sport steering, it feels really refined. When it comes to composure, it feels a little bit similar to a Ram pickup. You can attribute that because of the lack of leaf springs, just like the Ram, and the beefy tires kind of give it more of a floaty feel. But either way, it feels so luxurious in the ride quality department. It feels extremely athletic when it comes to performance. And when it comes to features, tech, and overall materials, this is a seriously premium pickup. We could try moving pull. Downshifts are aggressive in sport mode. Third gear, on the gas. This thing is fun. Once you cross around 55, 60, you really start to feel this vehicle's weight, but up until 60 miles an hour, the acceleration is impressive. We can take a step out here, snappy shifts. This transmission feels seriously up-tuned compared to a regular F-150 10-speed. Handling is also good. Woo. Yeah, guys, this thing can haul butt. Try out one more real-world turning radius. See if this thing can make it. Very sharp turning radius. We could try one out off the line. Make sure we're good. Looks like we're good, and then we'll take it out of sport and wrap things up. But one more time in sport, we'll try one acceleration off the line, 4-wheel drive auto, let it shift, 4 auto, off the line, on the gas, boost. Yeah, it is very quick. But as we just mentioned, we can take it out of 4-wheel drive auto, we can take it out of sport steering, so we'll do comfort steering, we'll do normal suspension, and we'll do quiet exhaust with our drive mode being switched back to normal. Taking a step out here in comfort and normal mode, steering gets a lot lighter, throttle gets less responsive, but it's still really powerful, and you still get a nice exhaust note. Getting up to speed, we can take it easy for a second. The dual pane windows, it's such a quiet and refined interior. With the Fox suspension and these beefy off-road tires, it soaks up the bumps so well. And with this adaptive suspension, you'll be surprised with how limited the body roll actually is. Yes, we're getting up there in price, but at an $80,000 base price, you have literally every feature you possibly want or need. Heated ventilated seats, booming audio system, powerful engine, cameras out the wazoo, touchscreen, super responsive, all new updated interior, all new updated exterior. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking out the F-150 Raptor. If you got the money and you're looking for the ultimate 1500 pickup truck when it comes to performance and capability, check out the Raptor R. But this Raptor, regular Raptor, is a lot of truck already. And a big thanks to AutoNation Ford in Brooksville, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Brooksville area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Chris. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.